Judge Corey Calvano for the Attorney General's Office. Judge, this case started as a petition to establish the parent-child relationship. It was filed on January 28th, 2025 in Gonzales County, and it concerns the 4 children between Miss Owens and Mr. Good. I believe that Miss Owens is in agreement for requesting the court to order a temporary order today. And I think the best way to get all the information in with Miss Owens is through her testimony. As far as the default is concerned, Mr. Good was served in this case. And if I may share screen.
Yes, sir.
Why is that there?
So we've got screen share going where you've put up the citation directed to Derek Terrell. Good.
That's correct. It was served on the party on the 14th of February, 2025. I think that's just how this officer writes their fives, Your Honor. It is file stamped with the proper date. Although I do agree it looks like a 1, but that's
not possible with everything else on the document. Okay, it is naming him, and it does say the petition established with a notice of court proceeding, and it was served by the deputy who signed off on it. And let me look at the file mark one last time. That's on this back of the order.
Yes, of course, Your Honor.
That's file mark February 19th, you said, at 10:46. So it was properly filed. It's been filed on time, and Mr. Good was properly served. I'll take judicial notice that that's been executed and filed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Then I think the easiest way to move forward is to ask Miss Owens to testify.
Okay.
All right. Miss Owens, can you restate your name one more time, please?
Yes, sir. Jalisa Rochelle Owens.
And Miss Owens, I don't know if you noticed, but did you see an address where Mr. Good was served on that citation that was just up?
I caught a little bit of it.
Okay, it was Highway 97 in Gonzales. Would you recognize that address?
Yes, sir.
And whose address would that have been?
That is Derek's dad's address.
And is that where you believe Derek is currently residing?
Yes.
Do you have any knowledge as to why Mr. Good is not here today?
I have no idea. I have not spoken with him, so.
Okay. In that case, we're going to move forward. You have 4 children with Derek Terrell Good. Is it Good or Goody? Do you know?
Good.
Okay. You have 4 children with Mr. Good. Is that correct?
Correct.
The first or the oldest child was born in August of 2009. What is her name?
Alea.
And Alea has the last name Owens. Were you asking the court to change that or keep it as Good?
No, keep it as is.
I mean, as Owens, sorry.
Right.
Okay. And then the following 3 children, the next one would be born on August of 2017. Is that correct?
Correct.
And what was his name?
Dason.
And Terrell Good. Is that correct?
Yes. Correct.
And then you have twins born in June of 2018, correct?
Correct.
And what are their names?
Noah and Naraya Good.
And you're asking that all these children be established with Derek Terrell Good as the father of these children, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Did you and Mr. Good live together with these 4 children up till about 2 years ago?
Yes.
And has he always held himself out as the father of all 4 of these children?
Correct. Yes.
Can anybody else possibly be the father of these 4 children?
No.
There was no intercourse around the time of conception for any of these children other than with Mr. Good?
Correct. No.
And so you're asking the court today to find that Mr. Good is the father of all 4 of these children and that he has a duty to support these children, correct?
Correct.
Okay. The next thing that we're going to talk about is what we call conservatorship. You are requesting that the court name you joint managing conservators. Is that true?
Correct.
And I went through with you a little bit about that, but it's the rights and duties that you each have to your children. And those rights and duties, for example, are things like the right to talk to teachers, talk to doctors, attend school activities, and that you would be the primary parent with certain rights just designated for you, the right to determine the residence, the right to determine the school of the children, and the right to receive child support. You're okay with being named joint managing conservator with Mr. Good for these children, correct?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Okay. Um, Following that, as far as visitation is concerned, on these temporary orders, you're asking for visitation for Mr. Good on the first and third Saturday from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m., no overnights, with 24 hours notice to you, to your phone number. And for those visitations to be the pickup and drop off to be at Mr. Good's brother's house, which is right down the street from you.
Correct.
But you're not asking for any kind of supervision. You don't think that Mr. Good will harm the children in any way, correct?
No. Correct.
And you're asking that the visitations be limited to no overnights because of the abode currently of Mr. Good, so where he's living. Is that true?
Correct.
So tell me a little bit about that living situation.
Before you do
Um,
that, real quick, hold on. Does this, they want to bring in the last CP that you might need to talk to? I think I let her go. You might need to get some information from
Sure.
her. The maternal grandmother's address.
I can bring her in and put her in a breakout room.
All
Yeah,
right. Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you. Okay, why is the place he lives not suitable?
Okay. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Sorry, Judge. I just
No, you're right. I'm just ready to move on because I have limited time, Mr. Cavano, as you know.
Okay.
we got it. Thank you. So Miss Owens, what is the living situation of Mr. Good right now with his father?
So right now he is currently staying with his dad. His dad lives in kind of like a camper trailer type thing. And I think it's only one bedroom. I don't even think Derek has his own room. It's literally like a little one bedroom. I think he may even be sleeping on the couch currently. So it's really no room for the kids to even stay there overnight.
Okay. Have the kids stayed the night with him since
No,
you guys separated 2
no.
years ago? What visitations has Mr. Owen or Mr. Good had with the children since you separated?
So he personally does not call to get the kids or see them. If the kids are out and about with me or at his brother's house, he might see them then, but him personally calling for them, he doesn't.
Okay. But he has seen them at his brother's house when the kids were
Yes.
over there.
Yes.
And so you're asking for the pickup and drop off to be at the brother's house. How closely located is that to you?
They're literally like around the corner from me, not very far at all. Not even a
And
5 minute drive.
you have a good relationship with his brother and his brother's partner, right?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me about that?
Yes, so his brother, his girlfriend, his brother's girlfriend is actually one of my best friends. So I mean, we get along perfectly fine.
Okay. Um, as far as moving forward, there was some issues with Mr. Good and some broken windows and slashed tires. Can you just give me a quick rundown of what those issues were?
Yes, so sometimes he drinks. And when he drinks, he has a tendency of like getting angry. He's broken out two of my windows at my house. He has slashed tires. He's tried sorry, excuse me. He's tried kicking my door in. So I've had to call the police on him multiple times. So he does currently have a criminal trespass on him right now.
Okay, so he's not allowed to come onto your property.
Correct.
But because of these past incidences, you're asking the court for an injunction that there's no drinking 12 hours prior to Mr. Good having any kind of possession with the child. Is that
Correct. Yes, I would prefer not.
okay? In addition, even though Mr. Good might know where you live now, and he knows your phone number because he's going to contact you for the 24 hours notice to your phone number, you are asking for a non-disclosure for future purposes if you should ever decide to move. Is that true?
Correct. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
And what would be the purpose of that? If you moved and he didn't know your address, why wouldn't you want your address to be disclosed to him? Do you fear him? Do you think he would just come around? Tell me why.
I think he may pop up, and I just don't want to have those issues because, like I said, with him drinking, he gets out of control, and he likes to damage property when that doesn't belong to him. So I just rather just kind of avoid that in the future if possible, so that way we don't run into those type of issues.
Okay. So you are asking for a non-disclosure, correct?
Yes.
As far as Mr. Good's employment, this is part of the reason why we're asking for a temporary order. Can you tell me anything about his history of employment?
Yes. So from what I've heard, he does supposedly have employment now. He has not lately, well, had a good track record of staying on a job long. So
Okay. And so we're asking to set child support based off of minimum wage and on this temporary order, and then hopefully we'll have some income information if he currently does work when we come back, and we can right size that child support based on his working situation. Is that true?
yes, sir.
Can you tell me how the children are covered by health insurance?
And they have Medicaid, and then
Yeah.
I also have like some insurance through like my job as well.
Okay, and I was just about to ask you, how are they covered by dental insurance?
Yes, through my job.
Okay. And so what is the cost to you for the children to be on the dental insurance?
I think it was is it okay if I check? I'm sorry, I
It,
forgot.
it was
Okay.
somewhere around $17.69.
Yes,
Does that
yes,
sound
sir. Correct. I think it was like 1763 or something like that, if I'm not
okay?
mistaken.
As far as the child support goes, then if we set it based off of minimum wage, the gross income would be $1,256, giving Mr. Good credit for $57 paying back the state for medical insurance and $17 for covering the dental insurance for you. I come up with a net of $1,084. That would make child support based off of 35% because you have 4 children, $380 per month, with a step down to $325, then to $271, and then to $217. And we would ask that the child support start on May 1st, 2025. And is that the numbers that I went over with you?
Yes, sir.
And you're okay with that being what is ordered on this temporary order, even though Mr. Owens or sorry, I keep doing that. Mr. Good is working.
Correct.
Okay. You understand that?
He doesn't have other children. Did I hear that or not?
That's correct, Judge. Miss Owens, do you know whether or not Mr. Good has any other children?
No, not to my knowledge. My kids are the only kids that he has.
Okay. And then the retroactive support that we talked about, we're going to reserve that issue for final hearing. Do you understand that?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see. I think that is everything. The state would be asking that court costs also be reserved for a final hearing. And then we're asking for a reset date to August 20th, 2025 at 8:30 with the same Zoom number. Does that date work for you, Ms. Owens?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Is there anything else that you think you would like to tell the court concerning anything that we've gone through here so far today?
No, sir. I think everything's been pretty good so far.
Okay, I have no further questions from Ms. Owens, Your Honor.
Okay, if you talk to Mr. Good, make sure, if you can talk, you don't have to talk to him. It's not your burden, but tell him about the court date or talk about it or whatever. So you know what, he'll get his copy by email, however, he might not pay attention to it. He may not want to be involved in it, but it's happening. So you may as well try to co-parent or start trying to co-parent. Let him know
Exactly.
you
I
can.
agree.
However, if it's going to cause you threats or harm, don't do it. I'm not suggesting it's your job, but again, if you happen to talk about the visits because he's trying to exercise it, make sure, I assume you'll know about the order or and the court date. The state's going to send a notice. However, it's always better if people appear and take care of business and know about it instead of defaulting, but we can't make him show up. It's a civil matter. He doesn't get arrested, but that's what we can do is default him if he doesn't bother.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
I don't think you need to go into a closing to tell me what she wants. Correct?
I don't judge, but I did want to ask what Mr. Good's brother's name is.
Sure.
Yes, Pierre Good.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. And Judge, I did ask her about app close. She doesn't think that they need app close right now. You know, if on final orders, we think we might need it by that point,
Sure.
because these kind of orders have a tendency to rile things up.
Me
We
too.
can certainly revisit that on a final order.
Okay, then having heard the evidence, I'll grant, and I'm going to skip your closing, Mr. Calvano. Is that okay?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Then I'll grant the default against Mr. Good and order as requested without necessarily repeating everything. It's a temporary order with a reset to August 20th at 8:30. You're on notice for that date, ma'am, so make sure you come back. We don't want to default you, or we shouldn't default you. You should come back. If anything changes, you have any evidence to present on his income, if he doesn't bother to show up, please bring that as well, including any insurance information, if that changes as well. And the state's gonna, well, okay, custody, visits, injunction, support, medical support, dental support, everything starts May 1st. And we reserved a couple of things, retro and court costs with a reset to August 20th. I'll approve all of that as a temporary order and render the order. So the state's going to draft it, send it to you by email, check anything in your email box from the Texas Office of the Attorney General. That's your priority homework to review and sign electronically. If you do see something you don't understand or have a question or see an error, you call the AG and resolve it with them. You can't call me. But if they don't hear from you by next Tuesday or get a signed copy of with your signature on a copy, then they'll submit it without your signature by Wednesday of next week. This goes fast, so I'll ask you to try to review. Look at your email starting by this afternoon or late afternoon. Hopefully it'll be there, if not tomorrow. But just try to make sure you're looking for it so you take care of business and you don't have to worry about it later, and you have a copy in hand you can print up or leave on your email, however you want to handle that. You have
Yes,
any
ma'am.
questions, Ms. Owens?
No, no, ma'am.
Do you need anything off record from her, including addresses? You already have that, Mr. Cohen.
I have it all, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Then that'll conclude this order. I'll grant it by default and render it. And ma'am, all you have to do is click the end meeting buttons and you're done with court.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye.